Oh
You
yeah.
you got some of them, but then they decided that that was a good place to go. This is so weird because I told Matthew when we were,
Oh, look at this.
so when everything good?
Yeah.
All right. That these all need to be sealed up because be sure as heck will move in there.
He told me.
What in the heck?
He told me.
I mean, and here they are. Now, where you see that activity, that's super dangerous. Because if you were to, we got away with what we had here because they were all on the outside like that. If you were to spritz that with that wasp and hornet spray, all you'd be doing is ringing the doorbell.
Yeah.
That's all you'd be doing.
Yeah.
So now I know what we're doing.
So they must have decided to move in.
Yep, they decided to move in. Since they couldn't move in there, they move in where they could. They're very opportunistic. Now, this is indicative of a new hive. Everybody, I want to show this to everyone, Hosh. They're kind of sniffing around all along down in here. See that? They're all the way down there sniffing along. The reason is, Pastor Phil, is that bees are very landmark oriented. So just like to us, this looks the same as this, which looks the same as that, which looks the same as that, which looks the same. So they have not left enough pheromones at their new front door, all right, to...
Man, I got one on me over here.
Oh, you want to throw your net on?
Yeah.
Here, hand me that. Okay. Now, our bee suits are saturated in bee venom because when they're so mad enough at us, they hang onto our nets and drip venom. They actually drip venom on us. So we're the enemy, all right? And so they will leave enough pheromone. If they had been there for a couple of weeks or a month, it'd be more like a highway, them coming and going. Instead of sniffing all over the place going, it's here somewhere.
Right.
The new front door is somewhere, right? And so, yeah, that's a horrifying thing. I'm so glad that this is part of the deal. Is we have to do a survey, pretty much what we just did, on everything. When we were here before, we looked under the shed, the connexes, and all that. We look everywhere. For this, this wasn't here when we were here a few days ago. But now we know what we're in for. We know exactly what we're doing. We're gonna go. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna mitigate this. We're gonna bring our ladders out, and we're going to use a pyrethrin, which is a pesticide made from chrysanthemum flowers of all things. But it goes inert in about 30 minutes, and it's horrible on anything with 6 legs and an exoskeleton. But really, it's safe enough to use in nursing homes.
Oh, wow.
And schools and churches, all right? And so the fact that it goes inert is great, but it on contact kills. So we want to do that, and then we're going to take our expanding foam, and we're going to seal up that area up in there, because it's guaranteed for 2 years in this spot. It's not for the whole county. It's for that spot. And, yeah, they're on Hosh. You can see they're sniffing around going, whoa, is that handsome masked man? So we're going to foam that up because wherever they've landed, they leave other pheromones. Pheromones are just smells. There's millions of them. Well, they leave other pheromones that will, whatever they're attached to, whether it's concrete, wood, whatever, it will attract new forms into the future. That's why it's guaranteed for that spot. But here we go, of course. Once we're done with these and there is zero activity, it's a window screen, at least, I would say, along all of these. So that'll hopefully keep the birds out, too. All right, so, well, now we know what we're in for.
All right.
We know what we're doing.
Right.
So you want to watch from a vehicle?
Sure.
All right, very good, very good. We're going to make it safe for the neighborhood here. Yeah, I'm going to go inside and see if we can see how they're getting in. And I'll tell you part of the reason why, again, while all those bees are at the front door is they don't know enough to go back the way they came.
Right.
That simple. They came through a crack or a hole up in the ceiling, and they just didn't know. Now, the original ones came through the floor. There was one of the vents or something like that that are missing. Up in the ceiling, they came in to explore their new house. This church doesn't belong to you anymore, I'm sorry.
It belongs to the bees.
It belongs to the bees, yes. It's not very miraculous, I'm sorry. So, but we're going to make it, we're going to make it miraculous, that's for sure. So they came in and they just simply didn't know how to get back out. And they navigate by light. So you go to the windows during the day, light bulb at night. And of course our windows and light bulbs are a lot drier and warmer than surrounding environment, so they dehydrate and die very quickly. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. Even after 30 years of doing this, it's like, this is science fiction.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just too weird, you know. So, all right, sir. Well, if you hear what sounds like a little girl screaming, okay, it's both of us.
So I'll pull around there?
Yep, go ahead and pull around there. We'll pull the truck around to start with, get the equipment out. I'm going to go inside first, though.
Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you. All right, Killer Bee Nation. We never have any fun. baby birds this morning to the baby Jesus now. I can't believe Hosh isn't like guffawing.
I
I am.
Look at this.
Don't step on the bee. We're stepping across the bee threshold. Look at this, guys.
Killer bees.
Half the doggone swarm's in here.
Africanized honeybees.
Look at them, they're still crawling up the windows.
They're trying, no, they're evil. They're trying to get out of church.
This, you know what? It scared the piss out of me. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So for those of you who are with us, we're killer bee exterminators. Killer bees were created in a Brazilian laboratory in 1957 in an effort by the Brazilian government to get in on the honey exportation game. They succeeded in creating a better bee. These Africanized honeybees are, they make twice as much honey. They're disease resistant. They're resistant to cold. They're resistant to heat. And they're hyper aggressive. They're hyper defensive. And so we exterminate them. We do not relocate. To relocate a killer bee hive is like relocating an active landmine. These bees are an existential threat to our native pollinators because they are an invasive species. Yeah, they're all dead. They were trying to get out and they dehydrated and died. Existential threat to our native pollinators. They kill people, they kill livestock, they kill pets, and they kill wildlife all the time. Those of you who were with us a few minutes ago, the other job saw, that dove's nest at risk. They would have killed those doves, no question.
Oh, God.
It was only a matter of time.
Kill a horse.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
amazing. Do you need a rescue break?
No, actually, you know what? Yeah, why
We're
not?
here.
Why not?
You'd be
Might
scared
as
the
well.
piss out of both of us, I'll tell you right now.
Yes,
So,
I'm terrified.
There goes Dragon Man, he's dragging. So let's go in the back here, guys, and see what we have going. Look at this cute church. This is beautiful, isn't it? So we're gonna try to figure out how the bees are getting in. We know they gotta be coming in through that vent. I mean, what do you guys think? I don't see really, here's the swimming pool. Okay, it's baptismal, obviously. Well, they're not in there, so, and they're in the ceiling, so it's gotta be that vent, everybody. I don't know what the heck else it can be. I'm gonna keep my language straight here, guys. It's gotta be through that vent, because there's no holes. This is really well sealed and everything. There's a hole in the floor here where this vent is, but there aren't any bees underneath anymore. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming along. We got anybody on YouTube? I don't see anybody. Oh, there we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Don, did I see you're on there? Don got us new phones. Man, new cameras. I can't wait to get them fired up. I'm so excited. We can do macro with the Pixel 7 Pros that Don Shar got us. Don, I hope you're on. I just saw your name. Anyway, we're in a church, and I don't know if you saw us this morning, Don, but we saved some baby birds. And it was a heck of a deal, I'll tell you right now. So, but now we're trying to figure out how these doggone bees, oh, there comes a vision of miraculousness. Look at this.
Hey, you want me to go ahead and stop?
No, we don't want to fill everything up. We'll use our shop vac. Oh, he's flying over here. Here he comes. Boy, that's a good shot. Just you walking up the aisle. It's like, good Lord. I don't know. This is just wrong somehow. There's a chess piece. Put it down, leave it alone. All right, so I think they got to be coming in through this vent, which is the only thing I can see, because there's nothing going on with these bees coming in anywhere.
Well,
there's no holes.
They're up in the
They're
roof.
up in the roof. But they just moved in, so there's nothing to remove.
Right.
There's no comb. They haven't had time to build anything. Yes, they can build quick as hell, or heck. I gotta watch myself here. Anyway, as we saw with the owl house yesterday, there was comb in there after 3 days, like this, three slabs of comb.
Right.
After 3 days.
There were a lot of bees in there.
There were a lot of bees in that owl house.
That was a big.
And we saved the
big house.
kestrels then too. The baby kestrel, you remember that? The little falcon?
It's the theme of the week, saving baby birds.
I guess, man,
Yes.
it's just, you never know. It's like, thank God we don't have any elephants anymore here, saving the baby elephants.
Yes.
Of course, me, I'd want to take one home. So yeah, now we saved the baby doves this morning. That was so weird though to have that little nest right below the ball of bees. I mean, Satan up here and the nursery down here. It was horrible. It was just scary. That stuff makes me stressed out a little bit, but we did it. We did it. Okay, we're looking good in here. I think it's just clean up in here, House. So let's
Yes.
go ahead and pull the fire truck around and welcome everyone.
We'll vacuum these up after the
I'm
fact.
just asking if this is a good look. I know.
Well, talk to the people.
Well, I would like to say thank God for honey. And we're sad about where we have to get it from. Killer bees. So there, I'm not gonna. It's just, I've got to get my bee brain on, actually, everyone. So we're gonna pull the truck around and make it safe for these parishioners in this church. We're at the Hope, what is it, Hope Center?
Yes.
The Hope Center Church.
Yeah.
And they're hoping these bees are gone. So
There it
we're
is.
gonna make sure of it.
There it is.
So, all right, come on along, guys. Look at all this mess. We're gonna have to vacuum all these guys up. We'll bring in our shop back because we just don't like to leave anything behind.
Tim Bramley on YouTube says he would go to church if you were teaching.
Be a little
Reed,
bit of a
Reed and I
different.
are gonna go on a sawdust tent meeting.
Yeah,
So-
right. Revival. The big tent. I'm talking
Yes,
the big tent.
the biggest
We're gonna-
tent you can
The biggest
imagine.
tent they got.
With sawdust
I
floors
won't
and
be able to fit in it otherwise.
fire in our bellies.
And you know, I love bacon, so it's praise the Lord. That's not irreverent, is it?
Why kill bees? Well,
Well, let's pull the truck around.
so the bees that we're killing are killer bees. They're an invasive species created in a laboratory in Brazil in 1957. They are an existential threat to our native pollinators. They kill people, they kill livestock, they kill pets, they kill wildlife. And that's what we got to do. We got to take care of them.
We gotta do what I can do.
Yep.
All right, yeah, and then they're invasive. I mean, you know, if you're all for invasive species, it's like the ultimate statement of colonization.
Yes, if you
No.
love invasive species and if
Yeah.
you love monoculture,
Yeah.
then
you love killer bees.
then you love killer bees and
Oh,
you
look,
love
we can, see, I
yeah.
can go the wrong way on. I can do anyway.
Yes.
We have a fire truck and we have to deal with these things. So we're gonna actually back in here about to where we need to go. I don't want to rile them up yet before I have my net on because Host is a smarty pants and already has his on. So.
We don't get tired of answering the questions. We
No.
get better at it.
Oh, that was well put. Damn, you took your time release smart pill this morning, didn't you?
Time release is the key.
I think I took my time release stupid pill or something.
No, you know, when we look at our stats, right, in terms of who's watching us, like 90% of anybody
Are new.
on our live stream,
So,
they're new people.
You know, I had my Aunt Elsie, she kind of told me about this when I was a kid. She was a school teacher up in northern Wisconsin, one-room school and all that shit. And she, even as a kid, I don't know why she told me this, but I think maybe I asked her, I said, but you'd say the same thing every year to, you know. She said, yeah, but it's to different students.
Right.
That makes sense?
Right.
So
Yeah, these are all, we get 90% of the people watching our live streams are new eyeballs, and they don't know about it. The news isn't talking about it. The news
No.
isn't telling you about this. They quit talking about this once the invasion happened.
Yeah.
In the 90s.
Yeah,
They
that's
said,
right.
okay, well, we're not going to talk about this anymore for whatever reason.
Because other you know
I mean,
what?
there's other stuff to talk about.
And also, we live with them now. Now, not in the northern tier states, so that's kind of weird. And who was it? Lee? All right, Ramsey?
Yeah.
He has a map now from
Yeah, I'm looking
a
forward
current
to
one. I'm
seeing
really
that.
looking forward to seeing that one because
Yep.
all the maps are
Now, I don't
8
know that
years
I
old.
trust it. I don't know
Well,
that I
we'll have
trust
to look
it or
at it
believe
because
it.
we know where
but
they are
I'm interested in
from
seeing
boots
it.
on the ground. All right. If there is anyone actually doing current genetic testing, awesome.
Yeah.
Just gotta find
We
out who it is.
don't need to set the place on fire. See, that's why they hire
It's a
us.
church.
We don't need to burn anything down. We can get rid of these guys without, destroying anything. That's why we're the professionals. That's why we're here. So what's happened here is that we've got a hive that's moved in. And it's in this one right here. You can see there's a couple guard bees. We're at a church today. Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, go ahead and block our trolls. We don't need any of that. That's so done with. I mean, the troll thing is so 2006. I can't even believe that people are still playing those games. But, you know, go get some help. Seriously, get a life. Anyway, that's that. So we're going to climb up there and put an end to these things so that they quit harassing these people. There's a couple killer bees right there, gang. So, you know, you can see they look the same as honeybees. They are honeybees. They're psycho, evil honeybees. And anyway, and there's another one. There's another one. Killer bees, there they are. So, anyway, I'm going to get the ladder out.
All right, very good. Let me get this zipped up and I'll grab the camera. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad to have you with us. And if you want to go over to YouTube, we got our membership button finally figured out. It's only been on for, what, a week or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe a week and a half. And we
yeah,
have like,
YouTube memberships.
We have like 15 members
Join
now.
the Killer Bee Nation.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And we use all those funds go right to upping our game. Kind of like, is Mel back on? Did you see?
I did not see.
Okay. Anyway, Mel and Dan up at the Blue Water Cafe, they got us new suits. And then also Don Shar, our buddy out in Pennsylvania. Huh?
He's on.
Oh, hey, Don. Right on. Hey, Don, I think I figured out finally which end is up on those phones. I think. I'm not. But Don, did you know that? So Don, for everybody else that's joining us, Don, a buddy of ours out in Pennsylvania, right where you grew up, actually.
Yeah, Lancaster County. Well, I didn't grow up there, but I was born there.
He never grew up. That's what he's saying. Anyway, anyway, Don, you know, got tired of everybody complaining about the quality of our cameras. Well, me too. I got tired of complaining about it and then listened to everybody. So Don went ahead and got us brand new. We just got them yesterday afternoon, late afternoon, because we had too much, you know, monkey business.
Brand
as you guys know.
spanking new.
Brand spanking new.
Yes.
And Google Pixel 7 Pros. If anybody knows how to operate them, please let me know. Because it's going to be a learning curve, I think. I mean, it's basically the same idea as a phone. Oh, what's Hosh doing up there? What does it look like? You need a flashlight?
Do you want me to pull some of that stuff out?
Well, let's get a flashlight first. I want to see if we see any. You know, in these things, they might have built comb already.
Yeah, right?
Right? I mean, and I got my gloves in the bucket, so. Anyway, Don got us these brand new phones, and I'm trying to look at these. So we got bees here, guys. Shit, I don't even know. Those are guard bees, and they just moved in the last few days, because when we were here a few days ago, they were not there. So, but everybody can see those, like those two bees are communicating with each other. They're saying, "Who are those handsome devils?" You got that?
Yep.
Thank you. One just flew out. Thank you.
Yep.
So, okay, we're gonna pull this back a little bit and see if we can see where they're going.
And once again, we gotta make.
There's a hole.
We gotta make quick work of this because we're in a neighborhood here.
Yeah, that's where they. Oh God. Hey, you see anything back up in there? You know they'll do this. These doggone bees will. They could be 3 foot back in there.
Right.
Or they could be over here
see.
on the left. You know. But we can't see that. So you know what we're gonna do?
Oh, they're in the wall.
They're in the wall.
Straight down.
Yep.
Here they come.
Here they come.
Okay.
Save the day. Okay, I'm gonna get the pyrethrin.
I wonder if we should get the FLIR on the inside to see what's down in there.
Hold on a second. Yep, they're down there.
Yeah. Do you feel calm?
No.
Yeah.
I felt scared.
Yeah.
I didn't feel calm. I felt scared.
Yeah.
And they're already on us. So I'm basically gonna kind of douse that area with Fendona.
Okay. Straight down in.
And then we'll throw a And then we'll throw a new van in there. I see we have it in here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we found them. It's a full-on hive, guys. They're down in the wall, Pastor. We got Pastor Phil watching us from over there. I told him if he sees a bee over there, roll his window up.
All right. I'll grab the Fendona. Oh, go ahead and let you put your.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Put your deal
And
on.
I'll grab that. So, anyway, we got bees in the church, guys. We're gonna make it safe for these wonderful folks.
These killer bees. Now, one thing that I don't really talk about, but it is true, they also destroy European honeybees.
Yeah, they do. They destroy European honeybees.
So we don't really camp out on that because the fact is European honeybees are also invasive to the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, it's like lesser of evils.
They were brought here by the colonists.
Being at a church and all, lesser of evils.
They were brought here by the colonists in the 17th century. But I know a lot of you all love them
Yeah.
for different reasons.
Right. Well, they give us honey.
I blame Disney.
I like them for that.
I blame Disney. But but these critters, they want to kill your honeybees.
Oh yeah, they do. They will take over a European hive. They'll either by crossbreeding or.
Can I do it?
Yeah, sure. See, now that Hosh is all licensed up, he can do this stuff. Oh, we got someone here. Hold on, give it a second, because we have someone who's wondering who these handsome guys in bee suits are. Oh, it's your
okay.
wife. It's in that. Are you going to sit in with her?
Looks like it.
All right. You're going to sit in with her.
I'll drop the new van in there.
All right, go ahead and drop the new van in, and then give it a. We don't actually know where we're squirting, so we're just basically going to. It's crack and crevice, so we're going to do that actually. So just kind of, do the usual squirt like we would.
I'm trying to. Now you felt down.
I felt down a ways, but there's a fine little crack, a little hole
That's
where.
okay, so that gets the crack.
We can't even. I don't even know if you can get a new van in there.
No, I can get a new van in the crack, but it doesn't.
I felt them coming out of that crack.
Okay, it went down in.
Yeah, it went down in. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna spray that crack.
Okay, very good, because crack kills.
Yes. This
So
one does.
we're basically gonna kill the bees that are in there. So he's gonna apply
It's
this
gonna be a little tricky with
little
this
tricky.
angle,
So
but-
all right, I'm gonna back off a bit. We don't like
Here we
drift.
go.
We don't like drift, etc. Oh,
Just
that's
a
working.
little
It's
at a
working really
time.
well. So what we're using is a pyrethrin. We use it all the time. The brand name's Fendona, but don't try this at home, you guys. You guys can watch us all you want, but
Now,
call
how
a pro.
much of this do you want me to use?
That's probably enough, actually.
Okay.
And kind of,
Yep. All right.
we use it as per label.
I got it right in there.
All right, so now we're going to give this a few minutes, and then
Now look at them all coming out, everybody.
are they coming out?
Yep.
Okay, take that up and show everybody.
Sure. So you can see we are exercising these bees.
We are actually.
Yeah, the comb is edible. We sell it at killerbeeguy.com.
Spray adhesive, they're down here.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
So they just moved in and haven't had really time to do much. Are they coming out?
Killer bees are in all the lower 48 states. It's
Are
just
they
a
coming
question
out?
of saturation rates. Yes, they are.
So
Yeah.
what they're coming out now, you see them kind of like crawling around and trying to. They're not in attack mode, everybody. They're in let's get the heck
They're
out
in
of here
escape,
mode. Look at them pouring out
escape
of there.
mode.
Look at them
Yeah.
pouring out. It worked. It worked. So this is good. We're going to let a
These
bunch
are
come
killer
out
bees.
because
They are
if-
honeybees, but
if
they're
we were
killer
to seal
bees.
that up right now, any bees that were locked in there would try to get into the chapel because they already know how to get in there through that vent, probably.
No, they don't kill. They don't feed their larvae meat.
No, they
You're
don't.
thinking
no,
of meat
they feed
bees.
their larvae royal jelly in the beginning and then honey and pollen after. But the queen bee gets fed royal jelly throughout her pupation. Well, here they come. We did it. I mean, all these bees that are coming out have been afflicted. They've been something that happened to them.
Yes.
And so they're going to die in the field. So it's a brand new situation, which you're going to see a lot of this time of year, everybody. We will also get the old hives, of course, that are just meaner than heck, but
Yeah.
that's looking pretty good, Hosh.
Yeah. Now the new ven that I put in there will off gas for the next 4 months, so that'll be a real deterrent.
Yeah, it'll off-gas, for 4 months. So anything with 6 legs and an exoskeleton is pretty well screwed.
The way to tell the difference is not by looking, although there are slight differences that can be seen under a microscope. But you can't just tell by looking. The real thing is genetic testing. Now, in 1998, laboratory genetic testing laboratory in Tucson said stop sending us samples. 100% of the feral unmanaged hives in the state of Arizona
Are Africanized.
Are
Okay,
Africanized,
I'm gonna go ahead
aka
and
killer
get,
bees. So we don't ask. We just kill any feral hive we encounter in the
yeah,
state of
too risky.
Arizona because 100% of the feral honeybees in Arizona are Africanized.
Look at them coming out of there. All right, so I'm going to get an expanding foam now, and we'll kind of put the kibosh on this out here. A lot of these went into the chapel.
Yes.
And didn't know to go back the way they came, so
Yes.
that's why they're dead in the sliding in the doors there, in the front door, because they go to the light, right?
Yep.
And so that's, when you say go to the light, you have to realize sometimes the light at the end of the tunnel is a train.
Under a microscope, you can see that they're slightly smaller than European honeybees.
Genetic testing
But
is the only way to go.
you gotta, to measure that, it's like 10% smaller. The only way to tell is genetic testing.
Yeah, it's the only real way to tell.
So for 6 years, back in the 90s, Reed and several other beekeepers were sending samples from all over the state of Arizona to a laboratory in Tucson for testing.
There were multiple ones, actually.
After 6 years, they said, there were many people sending samples, and after 6 years, they said, stop sending us samples. It's over. The bees won. They've invaded.
Yep.
100% of the feral or the wild honeybee hives in the state of Arizona are Africanized. Now, that's 25 years ago, and this is the dominant gene. These guys win.
They're 96 to 98%.
These are 96, 90%, 98% of the African honeybee DNA. For whatever reason, that 2 to 4% makes them really hyper defensive. So they're
Like
real
any
dangerous.
Crossbreed. Any crossbreed you don't know. You know, you could breed a Rottweiler with a Chihuahua and end up with a cat. Well, okay, probably not. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah,
All right, now.
I think honestly it's very likely that any hive relocated in the desert Southwest is Africanized.
I ain't gonna risk it.
It's a huge risk.
I ain't gonna risk it.
And, you know.
So I want to show it. Look at this down the line here, Hosh. Look down the line. All those bees sniffing
Yes,
around all the way
yes.
down there, even 8 feet down, 10 feet down.
Yes, I see them.
You see that?
Yep.
Well, once again, and I keep saying it, bees are very landmark oriented.
Yeah.
That looks the same down there as it does here.
Yep.
And so now that this is totally unattractive and the door will be closed, these remnant bees, the bees that are left over, will be sniffing around.
They've really got to get this sealed up.
Yeah, they really do.
That's going to be a big
We're going to get a good start on it.
job. Yeah. So bees that are indigenous to the United States, or we should say to the Americas, there's several thousand species of bees that are indigenous to the U.S., but no honeybees are. Honeybees are invasive to the United States.
Yep.
Whether they're European honeybees or whether they're Africanized
They're called
honeybees,
European honeybees, everyone.
they're all invasive to the United States. Bumblebees are native to the U.S.
We love bumblebees.
Digger bees, carpenter bees, leaf cutter bees, sweat bees. I mean, just to name a few. Wasps, etc. Swamp bees, huh?
Swamp bees?
I don't know about this. They said they call them that in Mississippi.
Well, I mean, you know, every native area has some slang sometimes for honeybees. That doesn't mean they're native.
Gen Xer, you can definitely change the disposition of a colony under laboratory conditions. They do it all the time. But you can't do it in the wild. You can't control the wild honeybee population.
You can
Hell,
requeen, but it's a temporary fix.
if you pay any attention, I mean, they tried to wipe out mosquitoes.
That's
That
right.
didn't work.
That's right.
So you're never going to get these guys. They won. The bees have won, and we're here to mitigate the threat.
So people always say, oh, if you kill all the bees, you're going to kill us. And it's like, no, I'm just delaying the process.
Now,
die anyway.
the truth is that, you know, there were no honeybees in the state of Arizona, and I'm talking European honeybees. European honeybees were introduced in Arizona in 1872. So in California, I think it was like 10 years
1850.
earlier,
1850.
1850.
Yeah.
There were
It
no
was the gold
honeybees.
rush. It was the gold rush.
It was the gold rush, yeah. So the pioneers brought them and the colonists brought them. But again, these are not European honeybees. These are not the honeybees that Disney told you were good. These are evil honeybees that came up from, well, in this case, Central America. That's how they got here, you know. They escaped from the lab in 1957 and actually spread out in 300-mile radius a year. That's how fast they spread all over South America. They hit Central America in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and hit the U.S. in the 90s. These are killer bees.
All right, let's
They're bad because they kill people.
grab the shop back, Losh.
Yep.
We'll leave the ladders here for now.
Sounds good.
And we'll just walk around the front
Okay.
and do some miraculous cleaning.
Yep.
There we go. I'm scared. All right,
Okay,
I
here
got
we
it.
go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go
I got
we're
the
gonna go
pesticide locked up.
vacuum up the corpses.
Yep, we're gonna go vacuum up the sacrificial bees here. So anyway, it's fascinating stuff even after 30 plus years of doing this, guys, because that's how long we've had killer bees down here. It's just fascinating because they're so doggone weird, actually.
Yeah. So were they escaped or released? Reed, you want to tackle
Yeah,
that
they
one?
were actually released. All right, this was an interesting story because the guy who created them, Dr. Warwick Kerr in Brazil, at the request of the Brazilian government, went to South Africa and got South African queen bees and succeeded in crossbreeding with the European honeybees, so that because Brazil, it was all financial. Brazil wanted to be a major producer of honey on the world market, which they are now, and they I'm looking for plugins, and they created a monster. So the good doctor, he went to a there you go. He went to a conference in São Paulo, and he didn't even. Oh man, we might have to thaw this out to get this out, Hosh. This is stuck in here with honey.
Oh yeah.
Wow. You want to see if you can get that out of there? I'll take the camera.
Sure.
So, one of the guys, hold on, we're getting a call here. I gotta stop that. They'll have to leave a message. You see us busy, you guys. You might see us in a little bit again. So, he went to a conference in São Paulo, and he left somebody in charge that hadn't read the manual or been to the safety meeting that morning or some doggone thing. And he, this new guy, he did, okay, to keep bees from swarming, which is one of nature's way of propagating the area with bees, we put a screen at the entrance to the hive so the queen can't get out and take part of the bees and go away, because they're bigger. And did you get it out of there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let me finish this and then we'll vacuum them up. And so he saw these screens on the entrance to the hives and thought, oh, these poor bees are having trouble getting through it. The worker bees can still get through, but they have to wiggle through it. So he pulled the screens off. And, of course, they escaped. And the queens took, they were ready for swarming. It's nature's way. And then they spread it out at about 300 miles a year in every direction, well south and west from Brazil, not that far north, a long way. Came into Texas in about 1991, Arizona in 93, and since then, so it's just onward. So, all right, let's go ahead and vacuum some.
Wait, I want to answer a question. Somebody asked how we met.
In prison. No, anyway.
We met on Bumble, actually.
B, get it? In prison. No, actually, yeah, go ahead and vacuum him up. Yeah, there you go. He's gonna vacuum him up, and then we'll answer that question. Yep, look at that. So anyway, there you go, looking good. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of bees, man. Woo! Isn't that satisfying, everyone, just to watch that process? Making it safe for the parishioners here at the Hope Center. And this week, the special was hoping that they'd be free of bees. And by golly, we're making sure of that. Now, you see all these bees still climbing around the windows? Yeah, I know, there's it's not 100,000, but there's a lot of them, that's for sure. There's probably, there's 15,000 bees there, or 10,000. I mean, that's half a part of a swarm. So these bees that came through, Bent or however they got in here, they don't know enough to go back to where they came. So they died in the window. Like these bees while Host is doing this, I'm gonna take you guys back because there are still live bees flying around here, and I'm gonna find out where they're coming from. So let's go back in the chapel a little bit here, guys, while Host is doing that. I want to see if I can see a bee coming out of somewhere. They're coming from somewhere. They could be coming from under this door. I doubt they're coming from the floor vents that are open. So we're back in here again trying to ascertain where they're coming out of. That vent is the only thing that I can even think might be it, but I don't see. I'm looking for a bee to come out, right? Worst case scenario is they'll have a little bit more cleanup here at the church, because there'll be a few more bees coming in from somewhere. But see, we killed them outside in the roof. Man, I'd like to see one come from somewhere, just so I could tell, so I could seal up that hole. You know what I might do is turn that vent on, unless that's a furnace vent. I don't know if that's I'll have to ask him. Maybe we'll go out and ask him while letting Hosh vacuum this stuff up. Oh man, how's it going?
Good.
I'm gonna go out and ask him about those vents.
All right.
Okay.
You want to post your pictures on your Facebook page.
Oh wait, we gotta get the uniform. So Annette is Pastor Phil's wife.
And I said I need you guys to walk out the glass doors and pose.
Oh, we will. Oh, we'll do it. We're hams. We're total hams. Hi, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
This is Annette and
Hello.
Pastor Phil.
Hi.
And you already met Pastor Phil. And so anyway, I wanted to ask you because the only place that I can think of where they're getting in to the chapel is that roof vent, the heating vent. If there's like two little sections that didn't meet together or something and vents that go up. Now that's heating and cooling?
Just heating and cooling.
Huh.
You know,
Is it a vent out perchance? No.
there's two whirly pins
On the roof. They are just powered by,
with-
right, by Mother Nature. Powered by the Lord.
Okay.
So that's what I was wondering because that's the only place I can figure out. So, of course, as you can see, Hosh is busy in his new part-time job as church cleaner. He does it.
Hired.
He does it. Hired.
He's hired.
He does it for the uniform. You have to wear a bee suit if you're going to clean any church from now on.
That's it.
Just the way it is. So these guys are great. We have to get bees at their church more often. I like these guys. You guys are going to come along on every job with us. Anyway, so we're vacuuming up the corpses, and you'll probably still have a few in the window, but it'll be fine to vacuum them up.
Okay.
Now, is an interesting thing that I want to explain, and these guys have heard it before. When bees get into a room, contrary to what your brain would say, they are no longer a threat. Nuisance, yes. Threat, no. And the reason is they instinctually know they have to get out. They navigate by light, and they go to the windows during the day and a light bulb at night. And like I was telling Pastor Phil a little bit ago, our windows and light bulbs are a lot drier and warmer than surrounding environment. And as individuals, bees are very fragile. As a group, they're a pain in the proverbial. But they dehydrate and die very quickly, just like we saw in there. So any bees, you'll still have a few, but we killed the ones outside, as you saw, and sealed that up. So that's a done deal. And then, of course, you got to seal up the rest of those holes in the eaves. He already knows it. I'm preaching to the choir here. That's
Preach.
technical. It's in the manual. I'm preaching to the choir. It's in the manual. So it just vacuum up. You might have another 100 that'll come in or something, but I can't figure out where they're coming in. It's not through the floor. It's not through that vent on the roof. I would like to see one crawl through a crack or something.
You don't think they're going through the eaves?
There's no way to get into the church from there. They were up in the eaves, the bulk of them, but they were going further into the roof area and finding a little shaft of light or a little crack of a little air coming from somewhere and going over there. The queen will actually send them. It's kind of like when people move into their new house. They want to get to know every nook and cranny. Same thing with bees. And so if there's a little shaft of light coming from somewhere, even 5 feet away, or a little draft of air, the queen will say, okay, you guys go explore over there and see if that's part of our new house. Because like I told Pastor Phil, this ain't his church anymore. At least it wasn't until we got here.
Until.
Yes. So those bees will go and not know enough to come back the way they came, so they die. So then after a bit, luckily we got almost all of them in your front door here. So they don't know enough to go back the way they came, and if it works out to where not too many don't come back, then the queen will go, okay, nobody else go over there because nobody's coming back, seal that up. And they actually seal it up with propolis, which is tree sap, which is one of the things the bees collect from nature and bring back. Oh, it's all fascinating stuff. It's just fascinating stuff. So anyway, I wanted to explain that to Pastor Phil and Annette and let them know what the heck's going on. We're going to finish vacuuming up these guys. Oh, it looks like the maid has already got most of it done. That's Hosh. Anyway, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to go back around and make sure everything looks okay outside. And then we'll get our clipboard and settle up with you and go to. We've just been getting calls since we've been on, right, guys?
So there wasn't any opening like where they put the foam. I told you.
Not down there. When we got there this time, that's why the ladders were up. Was and I do a survey like I was telling Phil. We look everywhere, And so I was surveying. There was a clump of bees that had gotten killed down below. Brushed them off, and I looked up, and here's guard bees right up there in the eaves, brand new. They weren't there a few days ago when we got here. So that's why we worked it outside first, because that's their front door. That's where the guard bees are. That's where the threat is, not inside. We try to, if possible, like if we have a shed that has bees under it, and I know you guys have seen all the shed jobs we got on YouTube and TikTok. I mean, we do 4 or 5 sheds a week. You know, they love to live under sheds. So what we'll do is, if possible, seal up their outside entrance, their front door, because that's their front door, so they can't come pouring out of the neighborhood and kill everybody. Then go inside and close ourselves in with them and get out the tools and take up the floor. Now, if I gotta warn you guys, and you guys already know this, if you watch any of our social media stuff, we swear like sailors in bee suits. So you have been warned. Make some popcorn and get one earplug so you can hear. It's the filtering earplug. Filters out those words and you can hear all the rest of them out of here. Anyway, but it's horrific. You can see even like last summer, we had to rescue the entire Douglas Police Department. Just a few days ago, we had a fireman trapped in his home here in Sierra Vista. We had to rescue the Douglas hospital a couple mornings ago, right? Wasn't that you guys? A couple mornings ago, something like that. Anyway, so it was so nice to meet you guys. We're going to continue on with it. Just another, we're about 90%, when you guys say, about 90% level. And we'll go ahead and wrap up. And yeah, made it safe.
All right.
Yay. So we'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, guys, let's go and see how Hosh. Oh, look, they got him. Yeah, they got him. They finally got him. God, I've been waiting for it. God, you know, usually I tell him just take your net off. You know, so that's your new doormat, actually. So I'm glad that it finally happened, because God Almighty, you just can't, you know. It's like, so I think that we should go and see if we can see any bees back here where they're coming in, because we got rid of one huge problem. Oh, he's still breathing. God damn it! Here, let me. There, that took care of it. Okay, so anyway, let's go see where the bees are coming in. Goofball. You didn't have anybody worried. Did he?
It just seemed like something was missing after I vacuumed it all up.
That dead body.
So I thought I'd fill in.
I told the pastor and his wife, you got a new doormat. It's just the way it is.
Now, somebody says,
Yeah.
these were not Africanized. They weren't even aggressive.
Well, that's an interesting thought, and that is what I even used to think years ago. The problem is you can't tell from temperament if they're Africanized at that exact moment. It took me a lot of brain wrangling to come to understand how this works with these Africanized bees. We have known for thousands of years what to expect from European bees as humans. We knew what they were going to do next week, next month, in 10 years, in 100 years. We knew what they were going to do, how they were going to behave. That's the problem with this crossbreed of Africanized bees, is you may walk by an active old hive once, twice, 1,000 times, you might. But at that moment, when they decide they don't like the color of your shirt, of course they hate weed whackers, we know that. That's when the bomb goes off. So that's why I tell everybody, you can't tell from how they're behaving right now if they're Africanized or not. It's genetic testing. And we had bees tested genetically at the labs in Tucson, and by 1998, they called up all of us in southern Arizona that were sending samples up there and said, don't send anymore, it's over. They're 100% Africanized. So the question is, you want to risk it? You know?
Right.
And no, we're not relocating. We can't take them anywhere else. I mean, we might get shot. People hate these bees. They've killed so many horses, so many animals, so many people here in southern Arizona and then in the southwest that nobody's going to take them. They're evil. They're actually not our grandfather's honeybees, which are invasive anyway. So there were no honeybees in Arizona until 1872. You know, so this is looking good, Hosh.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it all up.
I told them that there's a drone.
What is going on?
That's a drone. Well, they're coming in from somewhere. All right, so you see how I'm fearless about this? That's because that's a drone. See how big he is? That's a drone. So they can't even sting. Their rear ends are only good for one thing, and it ain't stinging.
Well, they've killed at least 1,000 people since they got to the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, thousands
Many
more
more
in
in
Central
Latin
and
America.
South America.
Many
in
more.
Latin America, forget it.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to kick these guys out, actually. There's a few farting around out here. So we're gonna, I think that some of them are farting around here because they can smell the dead one. So, actually this is kind of cool. Oh good, you're here. Wait, oh, she wanted us. She wanted us for the Facebook page.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't doing rabbit ears. No,
No.
really. No, I wasn't. No.
Moose antlers, right?
Moose antlers. Rabbit antlers. So you see these bees farting around? Okay, for one thing, of course, we smell like the enemy. Also, I would launder that rug because all those dead bees smell like something. Pheromones, once again. In a 3-mile radius, all the beehives know about each other in case they can steal honey from each other normally. They work off of pheromone, smells. So that smells strong because of all the dead bees. That's why these bees are farting around here. They think there might be some party going on. Honey making party. And so that's why these bees, they're not aggressive, or I'd be running that way screaming like a little girl. But, you know, because they're like, when this happens, they're like foraging bees. They're like bees on flowers. All right. Now this guy confused them and he confuses them because our suits smell like venom because of the dripping on, you know, when they get mad, you know, they'll hang on and drip venom literally on us. So we are the enemy. And so that's why, you know, they're farting around. So anyway, this is looking really good. We're going to walk back around, like I said, and see about that. And then we'll get our clipboard and we'll let you guys say goodbye to everyone. I'm going to miss you. Until about a half an hour from now, we have to go to another one. All right, good. All right, guys. All right, let's, well, those guys are good sports, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So they're gonna have to vacuum up some more bees, but it's a fascinating thing that we do, and it's weird as shit. So there.
This is, yeah, we're at church.
About time, some most people would say.
Yes. So
we
yeah, so I
expanding
see you
foamed that.
foamed it up, huh?
We expanding foamed it, and
Yeah.
all we have are bees coming back from the field confused as hell, which is a good thing.
Yep.
There's no bees crawling in, is there?
No.
Good, we did it.
No, we did it. So we, like I said earlier, we sprayed poison in there, and we don't use poison on every job, but we did today. It depends. It's always case dependent.
We do what's needed.
We do what's needed in a situation. So we put some poison in there, and we also put in a Nuven strip, which will off-gas, you know, a moderate amount of poison for about 4 months inside the wall. And then we foamed it closed. So that should be the end of this issue for these people. Well,
Yeah, I think
we want to wrap it up?
Okay, let's go ahead and wrap it up then. Yeah, I guess they're not going to come. Let's go say goodbye to them.
Okay.
I think everybody wants to say goodbye to Pastor Phil and that. And then we'll wrap it up, guys. But we had calls coming in.
Yeah.
It looked like it might have even been
We'll be
me.
back on here today.
Well,
Guarantee it.
that phone call, when I glanced at it, looked like it might have been the Sierra Vista Police Department.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Yeah, they finally found Hosh, and I'm going to have to take him in. Anyway, but
And I can't wait.
yeah.
I'm going to do so many push-ups.
Oh, good Lord Almighty! Three squares and three squares and a cot.
That's easy life.
All right, guys, we're gonna sign off. It's looking really good back there, and then so I'd like to thank Pastor Phil and Annette for joining us on this little adventure, and all you guys out there. Go to YouTube and do the membership thing because it really helps us
Yeah,
with
join the
our
Killer Bee
supplies
Nation.
that we use and stuff. And we love having you guys. You know that. We're going to find out where we're going after this, and we'll probably see you in 20 minutes. Don, if you're still on, thank you for the phones. Again, I still don't know how to operate the damn thing, but we'll figure it out. Except we have one of our guys in Pennsylvania. Actually, we're Hosh grew up in Lancaster County, and people were always complaining about the quality of our vids and stuff, right? Then we're using older phones, and we do what we can. Of course, everybody knows about that. So Don Shar out there, he said, you know, I'm tired of everybody complaining about your shit, and so I'm gonna. What cameras would you like? Whoa, really? Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
cool, huh?
Pretty cool. So Hosh did some research and found out that the Google Pixel 7 Pro is like, right? So Don sent us 2 of them. We got them yesterday.
Wow.
So Don, yeah, you got to come out and get you in a bee suit. I think he's probably on there going, oh heck no, are you kidding me? Only, you know, there's 2 types of people: people who will get in a bee suit and people who are smart.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, thank you so much. And then we had, you see our Blue Water Cafe
Yeah, I saw
patches? Well, Mel and Dan, they're up on the North Shore of Lake Superior in Grand Marais. And that's actually my neck of the woods. I grew up in northern Wisconsin. But they use our honeys in their pie and the restaurant there. And so last winter, they've been big fans for a long time and friends, and they came down to visit, took them on a nickel tour, Bisbee and stuff. And last winter, they said, we just love you guys and love what you do. If we bought you new bee suits and had some nice patches made, would you wear them? Oh, heck, really? you know? No, just forget it. So anyway, so we have a real good family, real good community, the Killer Bee Nation. Yeah, we just love it. So thank you guys so much for coming with us on another shenanigan. Oh my God, they never know what they're getting into with us. Just this morning, we had a ball of bees hanging in a tree. Most of you guys were with us on that, like a pear tree. So it was the killer bees in a pear tree. Okay. Anyway, ball of bees. And so we get there and we start looking at it, and a dove flies out from under there. And I'm like, okay, well, that scared the crap out of me. And we look down, and there's a nest with 2 baby doves in it, little fledglings. Holy God, that far away. So now it's a whole game changer on how to protect these birds and get rid of these killer bees at the same time, because they will. I watched them kill a 1,000-pound hog, you know. And I've seen them kill baby owls and baby birds and stuff, and I was like, oh man, a whole different angle here. So everybody came along with us on that one. That'll be on YouTube, because we live streamed it, and it always takes YouTube a few hours to upload everything, so it's on our channel, Killer Bee Guy. And but check that out, because we saved the birds. We did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And if I may say so, it was miraculous. I'm speaking the lingo. Anyway. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so we're going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much for coming along. Like I said, we'll probably see you in 20 minutes anyway. So say goodbye, Annette and Pastor Phil.
Bye.
Thank you guys
Thank
for having
you.
us.
Thank
you
you.
guys. Say goodbye, Hosh.
All right, everybody. I just want to answer one question here. You know, you asked if the bees foraging in your bushes. You live in AZ and you got bees foraging on the bushes in your backyard. Are they killer bees? The question is, do you live within a 3-mile radius of a professional beekeeper? If you live within a 3-mile radius of a professional beekeeper, it is possible that they are European honeybees. Professional beekeepers requeen, and they'll even breed their own queens in-house. If you don't have that situation going on and you're in the state of Arizona, yes, I can say absolutely those are killer bees. Now, you don't have to worry about foraging killer bees. They're after the nectar that's around that area. They're after the nectar and the water and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to worry about foraging killer bees. What you've got to watch out for are bees coming and going out of a soffit, like this one, right? Where the bees were coming and going out of a soffit there, or like this shed over here. If you see bees coming and going from underneath your shed, if you're in the state of Arizona, you better call an exterminator. They're killer bees, okay? All the feral unmanaged honeybee hives in the state of Arizona are killer bees. If you're in any other state, I'm going to tell you, go ahead and call an exterminator. Get rid of them. Don't mess around. Don't relocate. To relocate a killer bee hive is like relocating an active landmine. It's unethical. It's irresponsible. It's just plain sloppy, and you're officially part of the problem if you're doing that shit. All right. That's about all I've got to say today. Save our native pollinators. Later on.